Hello students, how are you? Are you all fine? I hope that you are all fine. I am also fine. I am very happy to meet you all again in this video lesson for the detailed analysis of the poem Nomen or Foreign, unit number 6, English. Shall we go now? Okay. Be ready for the discussion of question and answers of the poem Nomen or Foreign. Let's first have the images of the poet James Faulkner Kirkup. He is the poet and he wrote this poem. Before going to the poem, let's have a quick look at the notes about the author. James Faulkner Kirkup was born on 23rd April 1918 in South Shields, County Durham. He was an English poet, translator, and a travel writer. He wrote over 30 books, including autobiographies, novels, and plays. He had been an English professor also. He started writing verses even at the age of 6. He published his first book of poetry, The Drowned Sailor, at the Downs in 1947. Kirkup got public attention in 1977 after he published the poem The Love That Dares to Speak Its Name. The collection of his works in Central Library and artifacts from his time in Japan are housed in the museum nearby his hometown, South Shields. His last volume of poetry was published in 2008 by Red Squirrel Press. The poem was launched at a special event at Central Library in South Shields. He died in Andorra on 10th May 2009 at the age of 91. He might have witnessed the cruel effects of World War II, and after witnessing all these sufferings of the people because of war, he might have written this poem. So he is an eligible person to have written this poem. It may be his personal experience also, I think. And before going to the detailed analysis of the poem, it is very important to know the summary of the poem, because only when you know the meaning for each and every line and the overall idea of the poem, then you will be able to answer all the questions. So summary of the poem is very, very important. Once you know the summary means, you will be able to answer any type of question. அதாவது தமிழ் நம்ம சொல்கிறோம்ல, கவிஞர் பூங்குன்றனோட வரிகள், யாதும் ஊரே யாவரும் கேளீர், ஆல் ஆர் அவர் லேண்ட்ஸ் அண்ட் யாவரும் கேளீர், ஆல் ஆர் அவர் ரிலேஷன்ஸ். அந்த தத்துவத்தில் வந்து இந்த போயத்தை அமைச்சிருக்காங்க. ஒன்றே குலம் என்று பாடுவோம், ஒருவனே தேவன் என்று போற்றுவோம், புலம்பத்தினுடைய வரிகள். அது மாதிரி இந்த போயத்தை வந்து இந்த கவிஞர் வந்து வடிவமைச்சிருக்காரு. அதாவது உலகத்தில் இருக்கிற அனைத்து மக்களும் சகோதரர்கள், நம்மளுக்குள் சண்டைகள் இருக்கக்கூடாது, நம்மளுக்குள் எந்த விதமான போரும் நடக்கக்கூடாது, அதன் விளைவு மிக கடுமையாக இருக்கும், மிகுந்த பின்னடைவை ஏற்படுத்தும். அதனால் நாம் அனைவரும் அன்போடு வாழ வேண்டும், சகோதரத்துவத்துடன் வாழ வேண்டும் என்ற கருத்தை இந்த கவிதையில் இந்த கவிஞர் வலியுறுத்துகிறார். Let's now go to the summary of the poem. The people belonging to all countries are like brothers and sisters. We have to consider the people of other countries as our brothers. No one is strange to others and no country is strange to others. So all are our countries, all are our brothers. We have to think like that. Clothes may be different, but body is the same for all human beings. So the dresses may be different, but the human body is the same for all. There may be some differences with regard to the color of the skin, but the body is the same. That's a point stressed here. We share a single earth and we shall be buried in the same earth. So we all share the single earth. They also feel the presence of air, sun and water. They too eat well during peaceful harvest and starve during winter because of war. Because in those days, many wars were fought during the time of winter. So people couldn't eat well. So they starved. Starve means go without food. And during the time of harvest means they could be peaceful because wars did not take place. அதாவது குளிர்காலத்தில் வந்து நிறைய போர்கள் நடைபெற்றது. அதனால் மக்களால் அதிகமாக சாப்பிட முடியாமல் இருந்தது. அதே சமயத்தில் அறுவடை காலங்களில் மக்கள் அதிகமாக சாப்பிட முடிந்தது. ஏனென்றால் அந்த மாதிரி காலகட்டங்களில் பெரும்பாலும் போர்கள் நடைபெறவில்லை. எல்லா நாடுகளிலும் இதுபோல் பழக்கம் இருந்தது. அதை இந்த போயத்தில் இந்த கவிஞர் சொல்லுகிறார். Their hands are ours and they read and work as we do. So they read also like us and their reading is not different from us. They also work very hard for the improvement of their families and the nation, and we also work very hard like them. They also have eyes like us and sleep and wake as we do. So sleeping, waking, all are the same for all people of the countries. They also strengthen life with life. So with love. Love can win any strong person. And in each and every country, people can be one with love. That's a point stressed here. Life is common in all countries. Common here means then waking up, sleeping, working hard. So all these things refer to as common. Everybody should understand and accept this. This is the fact, and everybody should accept this. And after accepting this, everybody should behave gently, and they should not develop the feeling of hatred towards others. When we are asked to hate our brothers, we blame, betray, and lose ourselves. ஸோ வாட் ஹேப்பன்ஸ்? போர் நடந்தால் என்ன நடக்கும்? போர் நடந்தால் வந்து உயிர்கள் இழப்பு ஏற்படும், பொருளாதாரம் பாதிக்கப்படும், சுற்றுச்சூழல் பாதிக்கப்படும், அதையெல்லாம் சொல்கிறாங்க. When we are asked to hate our brothers, we blame and betray and lose ourselves. If we use weapons to fight among ourselves, we are damaging the earth. There will be air pollution, and there will be loss of human lives and a loss of economy. So all these things will be the result of the wars. So we should not indulge in wars when life is common in all the countries. Fire and dust of wars impurify the air, which is owned by all. So the earth is owned not only by us, but all the people of the country. So we should not impurify it, because if we impurify the land one side means then it will affect the people of other countries. We have to remember all men and all countries are not strange. So this what we should remember is that all the people should be considered our brothers. If we know this, we should not have the feeling of other people and strange people. It is our mankind and our world. So we have to save this. All are the people like our brothers, and it is our mankind, and we have to save our earth. So this is the gist of the poem, and once you are thorough with the gist means, then you can answer all the questions about the poem. Now let's move on to the glossary section, because you have to know meanings for all the words given in the poem, not only the words given in the glossary section. Once you know the meanings for all the words means, then you will be able to answer all the questions. Sometimes there may be questions about the meanings of words. Hence it is very, very important. Glossary, first I have given uniform. Uniform means dresses, that is clothes, that may be different from country to country. Then aware. Aware means conscious. And then fed. Fed means given food to eat. That is during the peaceful harvest time. That is during time of harvesting, people could eat a lot. Harvest means pick and collect crops. தமிழில் அறுவடைன்னு சொல்கிறோம்ல, அந்த அர்த்தம். நெக்ஸ்ட் கண்டம். கண்டம் மீன்ஸ் எக்ஸ்பிரஸ் கம்ப்ளீட் டிஸ்அப்ரூவல், பிளேமிங், ஒருத்தரை கண்டனம் செய்தல், நிந்தித்தல். லேபர். லேபர் ஹியர் மீன்ஸ் ஹார்ட் ஒர்க், அண்ட் ஆல் பீப்புள் இன் ஆல் கண்ட்ரீஸ் ஒர்க் ஹார்ட். ஆர்ம்ஸ். ஆர்ம்ஸ் மீன்ஸ் வெப்பன்ஸ். தென் டிஃபைல். டிஃபைல் மீன்ஸ் டேமேஜ், அதாவது இந்த உலகத்தின் புனிதத்தை கெடுப்பது. அவுட்ரேஜ். அவுட்ரேஜ் மீன்ஸ் கோபப்படுத்துவது. இங்கே வந்து அந்த காற்றினுடைய புனிதத்தை கெடுப்பது. நவ் லெட்ஸ் கோ டு அப்ரிசியேஷன்ஸ் questions of the poem. Read the following lines and answer the questions given below. In each and every appreciation questions, There will be a few poetic lines followed by 2 or 3 questions. Sometimes you may find answers from the given poetic lines, and sometimes you have to think and give your answers. Okay, so we now go on to questions. The first question: remember, they have eyes like ours that wake or sleep, and strength that can be won by love. In every land is common life. The first question is A. How should strength be won? Strength means உறுதின்னு சொல்கிறோம்ல, ஒவ்வொருத்தரையும் வந்து எதன் மூலம் வெல்லலாம்? எவ்வளோ தைரியசாலியாக இருந்தாலும், எவ்வளோ பலசாலியாக இருந்தாலும் அன்பின் மூலம் ஒருத்தரை வெல்ல முடியும். That is the meaning here. Strength can be won by showing love. Question B. What are the common activities of the people of different countries? In the given lines, you can find sleeping, waking up, and showing love are the common activities of people of different countries. Now let's go to second question. In every land is common life that can recognize and understand. What is referred to as common life? Again, sleeping, waking up, reading, working hard, etc. are referred to as common life. Question B. What should be recognized and understood? The people belonging to other countries also sleep, wake up, work, read, and they feel the presence of sun, air, and water. They are not different from us. This should be recognized and understood. எதை நாம் அங்கீகரிக்க வேண்டும், எதை நாம் புரிந்து கொள்ள வேண்டும் என்ற கேள்வி கேட்கின்றார்கள். அதற்கு என்ன பதில் எழுத வேண்டும் என்றால், எல்லா நாடுகளிலும் மக்கள் பொதுவாக தூங்குவது, எழுவது, வேலை செய்வது, படிப்பது போன்ற வேலைகளை செய்கின்றார்கள். அதேபோல் அவர்களும் சூரியன் மற்றும் காற்று, தண்ணீர் இவற்றை பயன்படுத்துகிறார்கள். ஸோ அவர்கள் வந்து நம்மிடமிருந்து அவர்கள் வித்தியாசமாக வேறுபாடாக இல்லை. இதை நாம் அங்கீகரிக்க வேண்டும், இதை நாம் புரிந்து கொள்ள வேண்டும் என்ற கருத்து இங்கு வலியுறுத்தப்படுகிறது. தேர்ட் கொஸ்டின்ஸ். Remember who take arms against each other? It's a human earth that we defile. When do men take arms? ஏன் வந்து மக்கள் வந்து ஆயுதத்தை எடுக்கின்றார்கள் அப்படின்னு கேட்டால், அளவு கடந்த ஆசை, பேராசை, மற்ற நாடுகளை பிடிக்க வேண்டும், மற்றவர்களுடைய அதிகமாக நாம் பெற வேண்டும் என்ற பேராசையின் காரணமாக மற்றவர்கள் அதாவது ஆயுதங்கள் எடுத்து மற்றவர்களை தாக்குகின்றார்கள், போர் புரிகின்றார்கள். When do men take arms? The answer is when men's greed and selfishness and their hatred for others cross the limit, they take arms. Question B. What is the outcome of using arms? So when we use arms, the result will be very bad. There will be loss of human lives and economy, etc. So we do harm to ourselves and we do damage the purity of earth. This is the answer. Question number 4. Remember, no men are foreign and no countries change. Question A. How should we treat the people of other countries? மற்ற நாட்டு மக்களை நம்ம எவ்வாறு நடத்த வேண்டும்? அவர்களை நாம் சகோதரர்களாக நடத்த வேண்டும், அன்புடன் நடத்த வேண்டும். அதான் அதனுடைய பதில். Answer: we should treat the people of other countries with love and brotherhood. What is the central idea of these lines? Central idea na மையக்கருத்து. The central idea of the poem is universal brotherhood and all human beings that live on this earth are brothers and are the same. So if we know this truth means we will not indulge in any type of wars. எல்லா மக்களும் சமம், எல்லாருமே நம்மளை போன்று இருக்கின்றார்கள், நம்மளை போல வேலை செய்கிறார்கள், அனைவரும் சகோதரர்கள் என்ற நினைப்பு இருந்தால் நாம் இந்த மாதிரி அதாவது போரில் ஈடுபட மாட்டோம். Question number 5. Beneath all uniforms, a single body breathes like ours. The land our brothers walk upon is earth like this, in which we shall all lie. Question A. What is found beneath all uniforms? எல்லா துணிகளுக்கும் உள்ளே என்ன இருக்கிறது என்று கேட்டால் ஒரே ஒரு மனித உடல் தான், அனைவருக்கும் பொதுவாக இருக்கின்ற மனித உடல் இருக்கிறது. சேம் ஹியூமன் பாடி, நாட் டிஃப்ரெண்ட் ஃப்ரம் ஒன் another. Question B. What is same for every one of us? The land in which we walk upon is same for every one of us. We all share the same earth, we all share the same sun, etc. So it is the same for us all. Question C. Where are we going to lie finally? Finally means what happens after our death. We are all going to lie finally under the same earth. Now let's go to question number 6. They too, aware of sun and air and water, are fed by peaceful harvests, by wars long wonder starved. What is common for us all? The sun, air, water are common for us all. How are we fed? We are fed well during the time of peaceful harvest. ஹார்வெஸ்ட்னா நான் ஏற்கனவே சொன்ன மாதிரி அறுவடை நேரம். அறுவடை நேரத்தில் போர்கள் நடக்காது. அறுவடை காலம் என்பதால் கிடைக்கிற தானியங்களை நன்றாக பயன்படுத்தி மக்கள் நல்லபடியாக சாப்பிட்டு வந்தார்கள். அதனால் அந்த காலகட்டத்தில் அவர்கள் நல்லபடியாக சாப்பிட முடிந்தது. குளிர்காலத்தில் போர்கள் நடைபெற்றது. போர்கள் நடைபெற்றதால் அதிகமாக சாப்பிட முடியவில்லை. அதனால் they starved. That's the meaning. Then mention the season referred here. The season referred here is winter, குளிர்காலம். Now let's go to question number 7. Their hands are ours, and in their lines we read, a labor not different from our own. These are the poetic lines. And the question A is, who does they refer to? They refers to the people belonging to other countries. And what does the poet mean by lines we read? Lines we read means they also read books extra using their hands, and we also read like that. They also read as we read using our hands. What does not differ? A labor among the people belonging to different countries does not differ. So many things do not differ, like sleeping, waking, and eating. But here, the word given in the poetic lines is labor. So we have to use the word labor as our answer. Then let's go to question number 8. Let's remember, whenever we are told to hate our brothers, it is ourselves that we shall dispossess, betray and condemn. Question A. Who tells us to hate our brothers? யார் நம்முடைய மற்றவர்கள் மேலும் விரோதம் கொள்ள சொல்லுகின்றார்கள் என்ற கேள்வி கேட்கப்படுகிறது. அதற்கு அர்த்தம் பதில் ஈவில் மைண்டட் லீடர்ஸ், தவறான எண்ணமுடைய தலைவர்கள் மற்றும் தவறான எண்ணமுடைய சில மக்கள் அவ்வாறு சொல்கிறார்கள். Evil minded leaders and people tell us to hate our brothers. Then question B. What happens when we hate our brothers? When we hate our brothers, we hate ourselves. ஏன்னா எல்லாமே ஒரே மக்களாக இருக்கிறோம், ஒரே ஒரு பூமியில் வாழ்கிறோம். அதனால் நாம் ஒருவரை நம்ம வெறுத்து விட்டால் அது நம்மளை நாமே வெறுத்து கொள்வது போல் உண்டாகும் என்று பதில் கூறப்படுகிறது. When we hate our brothers, we hate ourselves. Hatred sometimes leads to wars. Then question C. What do we do to ourselves? So what is the result to ourselves if we wage war against other countries or if we hate other people? We blame. Blaming நம்மளை நாமே திட்டிக் கொள்கிறோம். Deceive, ஏமாற்றிக் கொள்கிறோம். Dispossess, நம்மளை நாமே இழந்து விடுகிறோம். Let's now move on to question number 9. Our hills of fire and dust outrage the innocence of air that is everywhere our own. Remember, no men are foreign and no country is strange. What outrages the innocence? Fire and dust due to wars outrage the innocence of air. The purity of air is lost because of fire and dust. So, who are not foreign? The people belonging to other countries are not foreign. Now, let's move to the literary devices of the poem. The first one is epithet. In the second poem itself, we have analyzed this figure of speech epithet. In the poem, we have transferred epithet, and before going to transferred epithet, I think it is better for us to know what is epithet once again. So I have given here epithet. An epithet is a nickname or descriptive term that is ordered to someone's name that becomes part of common usage. நம்ம தமிழில் அடைமொழி என்று சொல்கிறோம், பட்டப்பேர் சொல்கிறோம்ல, அது எபித்தெட்டு. அதில் எக்ஸாம்பிள்ஸ் செகண்ட் போயத்தில் நம்ம பார்த்துருக்குறோம். கிரம்பில் ஃபேமிலி, கம்பளைனிங் ஸ்ட்ரீட். இப்போ ஒருத்தரை பார்த்து அவர் குள்ளநரினா அதனுடைய அர்த்தம் என்னவென்றால் அவர் கன்னிங் மைண்டட் ஃபெலோ அப்படின்னு அர்த்தம். அந்த மாதிரி சொல்கிறதே நிக்நேம். அதை அதனுடைய இலக்கிய அந்த இதை ஃபிகர் ஆஃப் ஸ்பீச்சே எபித்தெட். எக்ஸாம்பிள்ஸ் ஆஃப் எபித்தெட் இன் ஏ சென்டென்ஸ். His charitable works have earned him the epithet Mr. Philanthropy. மனித நேயத்துடன் உதவி செய்யக்கூடியவர் மிஸ்டர் philanthropy பேர் வச்சுருக்காங்க. philanthropy மீன்ஸ் மனித நேயத்துடன் உதவி செய்வது. இங்கே மிஸ்டர் philanthropy அப்படிங்கிறது அது அவருடைய அடைமொழியாக வந்திருக்கிறது. Now let's move on to transferred epithet. A transferred epithet is a figure of speech where an adjective or epithet describing a noun is transferred from the noun It is meant to describe to another noun in the sentence. Example, winter starved. Starved means go without food. Here, winter does not go without food. The people during a time of winter did not have food, proper food. So, the phrase have been said like this, winter starved. This is the stands for epithet. And unhappy marriage, another example, unhappy marriage means marriage is not unhappy, but the particular person who married is not happy. That is the meaning. Sleepless night, a sleepless night. Sleepless night means night is not sleepless or night because the person during that particular night did not sleep well. That is the meaning. Likewise, a wonderful day. These are a few examples of transferred epithet. Now let's move to repetition. Repetition means the poet often repeat single words, phrases, sometimes lines again and again in the poem. Sometimes the whole stanzas are repeated at intervals in order to create musical effect or in order to stress or give an emphasis to the idea he comes to say. This is repetition, and in the poem we can find the word remember. It is repeated 5 times in the whole poem. So, the author has given much importance to remember. We have to always remember. We should not forget this fact that all are brothers. So, in order to remind us again and again, he has used the word remember 5 times in the poem. Likewise, the first line and last line are the same. Remember, no man or foreign, no countries strange is repeated. The central idea of the whole poem is no man or foreign, all are our brothers. No countries is strange, because we should not think other countries are strange, because they are our brothers. Now let's go to another literary device, that is metaphor. A figure of speech in which a word or phrase is applied to an object or action to which it is not literally applicable. Our hills of fire, example, our hills of fire. There is some difference between simile and metaphor. Simile ஊமை, metaphor உருவம் என்று சொல்லப்படுகிறது. In simile we use the words like as. தமிழில் போல, மாதிரி என்ற வார்த்தைகள் பயன்படுத்தி ஒரு பொருளை இன்னொரு பொருளோடு கம்பேர் பண்ணப்பட்டால் அது ஊமை எனப்படும். இந்த வார்த்தைகள் இல்லாமல் கம்பேர் பண்ணப்பட்டால் அது மெட்டஃபர் எனப்படும். உதாரணமாக, சிங்கம் போல நடந்து சென்றான், இது சிமிலி. நடந்து செல்வதில் சிங்கம், இது மெட்டஃபர். Remember, they have eyes like ours that wake. Here is a simile, that is like ours. Now let's move on to alliteration. The occurrence of the same letter or sound at the beginning of adjacent or closely connected words. Examples, beneath all uniforms, a single body breeze. Here you can find 3 words beginning with the letter B. So, beneath, body, breeze are the alliterated words here. So, now let's go to filling the blank section of the poem. Once you are thorough with the meaning of the poem, central idea of the poem, then you can find answers from the brackets. The poem is about days of all men. The subject of the poem is dash, race despite of the difference in color, caste, creed, religion, country, etc. All human beings are same. We walk on the same land and we will be buried under it. Each and every one of us are related to the other. We may wear different uniforms like different languages. During wars, the opposite side will also have the same feelings, that is like ours. Here are the answers for the dashes. And the second, B. We as human do the same labor with our hands and look at the world with the same eyes. Waging war against others as they belong to a different country is like attacking our own selves. It is the earth we impair. It is the human earth that we impair. We all share the Dash, we are similar to each other, so the poet concludes that we shouldn't have wars as it is unnatural to fight against us. Here are the answers. Now let's move on to the paragraph questions of the poem. What is the central theme of the poem, No Men Are Foreign? Central theme means மையக்கருத்து. இந்த போயத்தினுடைய மையக்கருத்து என்ன சொல்கிறாங்க அப்படிங்கிறத பார்க்கலாம். In the poem No Men Are Foreign, the poet tells us that no human beings are different and foreign to another. So all are brothers. The poem revolves around the universal brotherhood. Not only brothers in the same country, but in other countries also. Beneath a few external differences in dresses and skin color, all human beings have similar feelings, emotions and reactions. So we have the similar feelings and emotions like others. Both the people of other countries and we breathe same air. The air is shared by us all. And we walk on the same earth. We shall be buried in the same earth. Everyone on the earth eat, drink, sleep, wake up, read and work alike. Finding differences with people of other countries is meaningless and foolish since life is common for us all. Our selfishness and greed make us exploit others and wage wars against other countries. Now let's go to second paragraph question. The paragraph question should be between 80 to 100 words. The poem No Men Are Foreign has a greater relevance in today's world. Elucidate how it is related to the world of today. The poem No Men Are Foreign has a great relevance in today's world. ஒரு காலத்தில் மனிதர்கள் நிலத்துக்காக மட்டுமே சண்டை ஓட்டார்கள். இன்று மக்கள் பலதரப்பட்ட பிரச்சனைகளுக்காக சண்டையிட்டுக் கொள்கிறார்கள். The people take arms for various reasons. People today indulge in fighting for the sake of language, community, water, natural resources and economy. For all these things, people fight. People always form groups based on their religion, language and territory, and within themselves they fight for cheap vanity and useless pride. They fail to forget that all people on the earth have similar feelings and emotions. These are the central ideas given in the poem. So far we have discussed glossary, summary of the poem, appraisal questions and literary devices and paragraph questions, fill in the blanks. I think you may have understood this all very well, and I hope that you will get very good marks in any exam related to this poem. Thank you.